What's going on, my pretty pandas? It's your huggable hipster here. Sorry for the lateness. Sorry for the confusion, actually, as to when this video would be up today, because I thought it was going to be up at 10 o'clock EST, but my computer says otherwise. But today we are going to be diving into a topic briefly that I've discussed in other videos, but I've kind of updated the way I want to discuss it now. So we're going to be diving into what it really goes into being a writer at a gaming company, considering the fact that I used to work for a gaming company for 2 years. It was a startup company. It was really fun. Not so much fun at the tail end. I did do a video on it. I will link it down in the description below so you guys can watch it. Say yes, honey, sister slay, sister sass, sister stop. Some house cleaning before we do get into today's video. There's some news I want to update you guys on. As already know, Spyro the Reignited trilogy is out now. I love Spyro. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. It will probably be later on, like next year, probably February-ish if I'm guessing correctly. Really want to get Spyro. I used to love playing Spyro as a kid. It was so much fun. That was actually the first time I ever played on, I think it was a PS3? I think it might be a PS3 or either that or a PS2, but I'm not sure if it was out for PS2. So yeah, Spyro's a really adorable game. I can't wait to play it on the channel. So freaking cute. Right now, that is currently out for PS4 and Xbox One. It is not out for PC, so sorry if you guys have only a PC. And the other piece of news I want to delve into, it's kind of like a mini tea talk we got going today. China's censorship of Kingdom Hearts 3 Winnie the Pooh is both insane and hilarious. Look at this, seriously, like you just have a glowing orb of Winnie the Pooh. Like, I didn't know if that was just supposed to be a spirit, if that was like, I don't understand. All you see is like Winnie the Pooh's little footsies. Like, what is this? Why is China censoring that? I don't understand it. I mean, I understand that, I know the reasoning, but I don't understand it. Like, it's, I don't know why. Basically saying in the article that I found that Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game that many of us have been looking forward to. Many of us have been like dying to try it out. Chinese fans may be losing out with the censorship, at least of one of the game's most famous characters. At least the kind of censorship that they have by just putting a big old orb right in the center of, you know, Mr. Pooh Bear. And when they say go to the light, they really mean go to the light. For the censorship is frankly just so funny. Earlier in the year, the Chinese president Xi Jinping, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, banned Winnie the Pooh and the upcoming film Christopher Robin. What a shock. Why did they do this? Because Chinese residents will continually compare him to the famous Disney character. So somebody's a little thin-skinned there. I feel like they're trying to be like, oh, this is for the people. We're doing this for their safety. Yes, because Winnie the Pooh is a ravenous monster that's gonna tear apart the souls of little children. That's the news I want to share with you guys first before I delved into today's topic. I just thought it was awesome, and it was also requested on Twitter that I talked about something from Kingdom Hearts and Spyro, so yes. Get into today's topic about what it was like being a game writer, which again, I will reiterate the point that I've made previously for the when I talked about it before. It was fun. It was really fun. It was just the company that really sucked. It was really fun in the beginning because I was very naive about the entire situation, and that's the thing. Like I said, I'll do a story time about it. You know, just shout at me down in the comments below and say, Ariel, we wanna know. It was really cool. I got to write so many stories. Oh my god, I got to write so many stories. I got to write so many character interactions. And the thing is that like, you don't necessarily need a degree in game development or game writing. You just need something that shows your intellect. And I I hate to say that because it sounds so like, oh my god, you need to be smart to be a game writer. To have like a certain finesse, you need to know how to write, obviously. You need to know how to understand games. You need to have a passion for games, and that's the one thing that I'm looking for now. Like, even till today, you know, I'm looking for like different game writing positions, you know, Capcom, Xbox, PlayStation. Hello, holla at ya, girl. For me, having the 2 years under my belt for doing game writing and actually a little bit of game development, I got used to doing a couple of AIs for games that we did. Even like character development by the way that they do like different movements, different structures. It's so complicated in the way that it's done. Like, not enough game devs are given the credit where credit is due. not the game dev that I worked for, but that's another story entirely. In the game company that I worked for, he would have a set of stories and a set of character lists that need to be met by the end of the week. So let's say, for example, we were doing a game for, I don't know, at the time I was doing like a very big game for a horror game that was for kids. So we had to have an entire character list done by the end of the month. So it was probably like 2 or 3 characters per week. Not only do you have to be coherent with the characters in the storyline, but you have to give them that kind of humanity that brings them to life, that just doesn't make them a gaming character. It doesn't just make them, you know, oh, it's this character from this game that I played, you know, it doesn't resonate with me at all. Like, no, you have to set it apart. That way you can personify it. One thing that I learned that was actually pretty cool was that whenever you're writing a story, it can't just be about anything. It can't just be anything that comes up in your mind. You have to have certain limitations for yourself, because you have to get it approved. You have to meet certain standards, or else it won't get into certain countries and won't get into certain regions. And that's one thing that was really difficult for me, because listen, okay, your homegirl got a morbid mind. I can be very morbid whenever I write games, in particular, because I had this one idea. And sorry if this triggers some people, but I had this one idea to turn a human into a save point. And that would be by attaching notes to him, you know, like, God, this is gonna sound so morbid. Like I said, I can't believe I'm actually saying this out loud. I would turn a human into a save point in a video game, and it was for a horror game that I had an idea for back like 2 years ago when I was still at the company. And the idea was that every time that you need to save after you did a boss battle or something like that, there would be a human hanging on the wall, and you had to like take a piece of his skin and attach it to yourself, or you had to take like a note that you found and attach it to the person. Again, really morbid. Don't suggest that anybody tries to do that in a video game. Just know that that's the thoughts that went through my head. And then we ran into sensitive subjects like, oh, what if someone's, you know, someone self-harms and all that kind of stuff. So we had to be very, very meticulous, yet have free reign over what we were doing. It is a contradiction, but it's something that's very it's wonderful once you get the hang of it. And it's very, the structure is what brings the beauty out in the video game, because if you have a typical story that goes from point A to point scary, that's cool, but you have to give it that substance and give it that life that brings out the entire world. So for example, whenever I was doing a horror game for kids, I was trying to think to myself, how do I make this scary but also keep it PG-13 and even a little bit younger, to incorporate the little things like what Eddie Murphy did in The Haunted Mansion, where it was a spooky movie but it was tailored towards a younger audience. See what I mean? So you can have spook, but it can be tailored towards that 11, 12, 13-year-old audience without having parents being like, what are you watching? So yeah, for like other games that I've written about, I wrote about like different, I don't know, NPCs interacting with genies. I've written about like so many other things, like you know, different NPCs just giving directions. And that's the thing that people also don't understand. NPCs take a lot of time. There's a lot that goes into it. I might actually do a lecture on this on YouTube. It's going to be really interesting to see people's reaction. This is only a slice of what you get into. You know, there's other things of where you can go over the structure of how to write a character, the structure of how to write a story if you've written your characters first, and vice versa. Like, there's so much that goes into it. This video would literally be an hour long if I went into absolutely every single detail that there was about writing game characters, gaming stories, having it coincide, having it be not banned in other countries, because I know that, for example, Outlast 2, it was banned in Australia for being too morbid. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it here, because like I said, this video would be an hour long if I went into everything. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell down below, because I make videos every weekday. Stay casually nerdy, you guys, and I will talk to you all in tomorrow's video. Peace.